because what younger people tend to do is ignore you when they don't respect you.
Ah, so true.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely.
I mean, I kind of feel you on that, but I feel like it's more so of like, as far as attention for respect.
Mm.
I mean, I agree with you. What
Mm-hmm.
do you think?
I think fear.
Mm-hmm.
I, I think a little differently though. Peace, y'all. This is Cairo. I'm sitting here with her, listening in, and I'm just kind of listening to the concept. And I would say that fear does generate a good amount of respect. I can think of neighborhoods where um, fear is a respect factor to it. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
it's keeping things in check and things like that. I think about when you think about politics, there's a lot of fear that's being invoked with laws and things like that. And a lot of people wake up every day and say, well, this is trash and this isn't right, but they afraid to do something about it. So so you may not like it, but you respect it to an extent. So I do feel like there's a certain amount of fear that can be respected. So yeah, you can do good things to be respected, but if you're powerful enough and whatnot, you can induce fear that can keep people in check for a good amount of time. From what I've seen.
Okay, so Cairo, do you feel like that fear is giving the illusion of respect when in all actuality people are just fearful of, the possible consequences if they were to, go against the grain, so to speak?
Yeah, it definitely does because it's just like in Friday with Craig and Debo. You know, when somebody gets tired of it enough and they willing to take on the challenge, they will. But the truth
Mm-hmm.
of the matter is, I actually seen that fear keep things in check for a longer period of time than enough brave people standing up to actually fight it. You know, and this system, they use distractions to keep people
Yep.
constantly just accepting
Mhm.
what's going on. We all want to get up and fight, but it's like, I'm waiting for you. If you get up and fight, I'll get up and fight with you. But you looking at the next person next to you instead of you be the hero and say, I'm gonna go take it on. Like there's some people that do it, but not really. And by that time, that system of fear has put enough levels to where you're afraid to challenge it because it's like, all right, if I do something here, then what about the next level? What if I get up and I martyr myself? Is anybody going to follow behind me and
Yep.
stuff like that? So I've seen fear actually rule and be respected. I mean, people really don't, and their heart don't, but I think it's more of a power thing. If I can take your power from you
Mhm.
by way of fear, I really think I won. Particular.
Yeah, that makes
Okay,
sense.
facts, facts. So,
Mm-hmm.
so Rodney said fear doesn't generate respect; it generates compliance and obedience, which is confused with someone respecting you. Yep, that was my point.
Yeah, that's what I agree with right there.
Absolutely.
Because if truly respect is given, then what's being extrapolated is not exactly respect.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If it's something that you give to a person freely, then you have to look at what are the other outliers that cause you to see it from a different perspective. Because when it comes to respecting an individual, it's not something that is taken from you by violence. At that point, it's stolen. It's no longer a gift.
Yep.
It's no longer an offering. And with that being the case, yes, we do attempt to respect things that could cause us harm to some degree. But the truth of the matter is, when you have the kind of respect that allows you to see a person more so in admiration, more so afraid to let them down, and not necessarily afraid to cause them harm. I think that it comes from a different perspective um, than it would if a person was holding a gun to your head. pew pew or
Pew,
whatever.
pew. Yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
So that begs a question then. Does that mean that respect is more powerful than fear? Because, and I'll give you an example.
Yes.
In our culture, we had, if you want to go to the what they would call the transatlantic slave trade, in islands like Jamaica, they had things like buck breaking, where the psychological was to take the strongest slave and break them, and
Mm,
that's why everybody else wouldn't do anything. So there was a system that was in place for centuries, you can say, based upon fear but not respect. Now, granted, of course, that slave master is not respected, but then is that system of fear more powerful than respect? I mean, it's honorable to be respected, but if you want change, I can think of a lot of rulers and dictators that rule through fear and rule longer.
mhm.
And so I think that's more of like a phrase question. I know, okay, we can say that fear and respect is not the same thing, but it would seem that one is more powerful and would draw law from the people. If you give somebody an option to be respected, but they may not leave a mark versus the person that's feared and can keep things in control longer, which one would be more powerful? And which one would people lean towards because of that? That's what.
Mhm.
Um, Sometimes when it comes to respect, I feel like in the absence of fear, respect is in fact reverence. There are certain things that would cause you to face your fears based on the reverence for what you have, or the reverence that you have for the thing you're trying to protect. It's no different than a person offering themselves for their child. There is a respect that comes along with, I'm willing to lay down my life for my child in the face of fear, rather than to give in and to allow that child to be hurt, and I then suffer the mental anguish of knowing that I was a coward. And so there are ways that you can look at respect at it being more powerful as it pertains to reverence, and not necessarily the force of fear. Because at the end of the day, when you make the choice to face the thing that'll harm you, that's more powerful than the thing actually coming there and the threat of harming you.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Yeah, I would definitely say that because in what you're saying that through that respect, I think cultures are protected because I can say definitely no culture I can think of was built in fear or lasted in fear. I think fear can be
Hmm.
used as a powerful thing to rule, but respect kind of um keeps lineages and families stable and things like that. I can't
Hmm.
think of something that was meaningful though, that was lasted for through years or decades or centuries through fear. So I can definitely say that. I would say true.
Damn, Tina, bro, like you really, you got Cairo greeting with you, Tina. Ooh, we damn. Look, somebody went a little raggedy ass Jeopardy game.
Wow. Little and raggedy.
My bad.
Yeah, you gonna tell
Oh
me.
man, I tried. I couldn't. All right, let's get the chat moving. Oh man. All right, how society glorifies ego over character. The rise of status culture, quote unquote, makes people chase validation instead of authenticity. Social media highlights arrogance more than integrity. Respect used to be tied to morals. Now it's often tied to money or clout. When ego leads, humility leaves, and so does real respect. Modern culture rewards the loudest, not the wisest.
Absolutely.
Yeah, modern culture.
Especially mm, I I cannot help but say when it comes to male dominated um male dominated societies tend to lead ego first.
Mm-hmm.
Um I'm not saying that women do not have egos. However, being that and I know there are people that will disagree with me, and I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a woman's first nature is to be submissive. And so I don't think she naturally leads with
Bullshit.
her ego.
Bullshit.
Here we go.
Bullshit.
It is her nature to submit. That does not necessarily mean that there aren't factors that would cause her to choose otherwise. But I think that instinctively,
Bullshit.
it is her nature to submit.
No, and then when she submits to these dudes that can lead, provide, and protect, yeah, now she's a whole young man in her nature. And then when she does come across somebody that can lead her or protect and provide and all of the above, now that person has to um fight battles that wasn't even his in the first place. So yeah.
I
Um
mean, well, my thing is this: any person who is taken out of their natural environment will default to self preservation, regardless to
that's
how it presents itself.
that's the
So you're talking about a person who, due to whatever unfortunate circumstances, has
no,
not been able to get back to or has
no,
not been able to explore the submissive way, which would be intuitively her stance. On the
no,
other hand, when you have factors that cause trauma to come into the individual's life, then the first thing that woman is going to do is try to preserve herself by any means necessary. And this is why you have such harsh, argumentative, egotistical uh, um, women, and in some regards, masculine acting women.
because of the men that they lust over versus that guy that was very solid that could have provided them a great life, and now they chose the wrong path. And
Now,
now that
mm,
good guy
wait, wait.
gotta go through hell and high waters to even have a chance with this woman that was scorned by the person that she really wanted deep down inside, right?
Okay, so my thing is this: there is a nucleus to the trauma. It didn't start with the man she was lusting after. It started with her father. If he was not the man that she needed to be able to give her the proper viewpoint, perspective, understanding, values, if she's missing those things from a foundational standpoint, then by the time she gets with someone else, a man, a boy, a sir of any age,
Mhm.
she's not going to have the proper foundation to treat him in the way that she should because she has not learned the things
Well,
from a foundational standpoint.
so is it the father's fault or is it the mother's fault? Because the mother might have been going through the same thing, and
Don't
now
get me wrong. I think that
we have a whole
as a
cycle
society,
going.
you have issues. You have issues with the village as a whole. There are a
Fact.
lot of
Right.
fathers that are missing, just like there are a lot of mothers that are raising fathers, next generation.
Well,
So it's not just fathers.
mhm,
It is fathers and mothers. It's the
Yep.
upbringing of the person and the
mhm,
upbringing in the village that they're in. And if they cannot get what they need in their household, they're supposed to be able to glean from the environment they come from. But if they don't have that as a
mhm,
foundational principle, if they don't have that as a foundational setting, then you're going to see a lot of things later on in life that's going to highlight the deficits that she experienced early on in life.
right,
That is true. Even like if the father isn't in the picture, if you have older siblings, older
Mm.
brothers, as I did, My brothers taught me how a man is supposed to treat a woman. They showed that for me, and not only by word but by action. So,
Mhm.
like Tina said, it's the whole village. It's all in what you're around.
Yep. What's up, Coach?
What up, though?
Welcome to the show, Coach.
Hello, everyone. Hi,
Hello,
T.
coach.
Melinda. Hi, Jay. Hi, Yolanda. Hi, chat.
Hey, coach.
Welcome to Sunday night live
Yeah.
with
See?
Elevated.
No, we're
Oh,
not
here
doing,
we go.
we're
Here
not
we
doing
go.
that, Coach.
What were you about to say?
Hold on. I got her.
Were you going to say
I
something?
got her. 10 seconds.
Oh Lord.
I
He
close the tree.
said, I got you, huh? You all
messed
wanted to
up.
play elevated.
10-second timeout.
I didn't even do anything. But you know what? I think, too, like, when
Yeah.
it comes to women not really understanding how to treat a man,
Mm-hmm.
yes, it can come from like an absentee father or a father that wasn't able to really teach you that,
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm.
well, also not teaching you in a different way. So for children or little girls that had a father, but the father treated them like an untouchable princess, what happens when that girl ends up in a relationship where she's supposed to compromise? She's not, she's been a princess her entire life. She's not trying to compromise in a relationship. She's not trying to be submissive. You're supposed to do as she wants you to do. And I think that's an issue as well. It's like living in a fantasy world and expecting the man to just happy life, happy wife you all the time when that's just not a real representation of a relationship.
That's true.
I have to
I
agree with
know
that.
it
This is Cairo popping in again. I have to
Who that?
agree with that. How y'all doing? Once
Oh,
again.
hey, what up?
Hey, what's up, coach? What's
I have
going
to see. I'm
on?
like, who the hell is that? And I'm like, oh, it's husband. What up,
Yeah,
husband?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I always do these things based upon experience. I can tell you with my two sisters, for instance, like I was said in my live today, um, we was raised in church, and mother
Mm-hmm.
and father both lived together, whatever the case.
Yep.
And my father wasn't really religious or whatever like that. He worked a lot, so he didn't really set an impression on us, but we understood the rules. So, like I said, I was born in New York. I lived in Queens, and the
Me
streets was
too.
right. There
Oh,
you
here we
go.
go,
You
Coach.
know
There
what
we
Here
I'm
we
go.
go.
saying?
Queens in the house.
There we go,
Queens.
Yeah,
y'all.
Queens in
Hold
here.
on, I'm
You
about
know
to
what I
put
mean?
both of y'all in
Queens get
timeout.
the money. You know what I'm
About to
saying?
put both of y'all in timeout. What's
Get the
up?
money. Queens
You
get
know
the
what I
money. That's what you
mean?
know it.
Queens get the
Yeah.
Lord
money.
have
That's
mercy.
facts. But that's the thing. We understood like the streets was the streets. Our home life was completely different from when we
Mm-hmm.
walked out the door. I think what a lot of parents can't really deal with or don't expect is that the influence from school, because our peers
Right.
had a greater influence on, like, I ain't gonna it's not gonna say it's a great influence, but we can doppelgang. When we was in the house, we was in the house, but when went to school, if we wanted to get away with stuff, if we wanted to pack an extra set of clothes in our book bag and change into something that we wasn't supposed to be wearing, if you wanted to do that, you kind of could.
Right.
You just had to play it slick. So I'm saying that to say because both my sisters were more influenced by like feminism. So and Hollywood
Mm-hmm.
and things of that nature. The idea was whatever you wanted to become in life, you could. So if you
Right.
didn't want to listen to your husband or you didn't want to get married, you want to pursue a career, there was this whole ideology that could be done as long
Right.
as you went to school or whatever the case like that. You ain't had to listen. You can basically buck the system, and a lot of the media played into women's rebellion. So I've seen I've seen more children come from households that were pretty stable, but because society told them if you wanted to be rebellious, it's okay. And especially the
Mm-hmm.
Generation X. That's why that whole generation was called Generation X, because it was considered a lost generation. You know what I mean? So and those people came along and kept telling people you can be whatever you want. I don't believe in that. I believe in what you're ordained to do. From since I was a little kid, or I could say junior high school, every now and then when I'll talk to an adult or something like that, and they'll be like, "You got your head screwed on straight. You either gonna be a preacher or you're gonna be a teacher." And I was like, "I don't like church and I don't like school, so I don't know how that's gonna work." But
Right.
but you know, but they would see it in you from when you're young. So I like to think
Yeah.
people are ordained to do certain things. But when you start telling people, I think that's a spirit of rebellion you put into a lot of the kids when you start
Like, I
telling
don't
them
need a
you
man.
be
That
whatever.
whole
There you
messaging
go.
of I don't need a man, strong, independent woman, 90s woman, all of that stuff. It has
Yeah.
affected relationships. And those people that grew up in that time, like with teenagers, then I'm talking about like my generation. When I listen to the 40-year-old women speak now, I cringe. And I'm like, you are raising your daughters to behave like this, where you don't respect men, you don't listen to your man, you don't want to listen to your man, you don't want to be submissive, you talk about not wanting to be married, which I mean that's your choice. If you don't want to be married, fine, but why? Like what is the reasoning behind it? They can't really give you a reason. I think
Right.
they were brainwashed by this
Mm.
all of these conversations.
Right. And then that's the thing, like you said, my sisters hopped out there into relationships and they had the wrong thing and they started running across men who was like they're not playing that game, so they'll
Right.
go from relationship to relationship, get burnt out and say, you know what, they throw it like y'all ain't nothing, men ain't nothing, this and they that attitude start coming because what Hollywood told you was going to be like, it's not like that and
Mm.
stuff and stuff. And then the guys that they could push over, they didn't like them. After a while they didn't like them, you know what I mean? They wasn't getting what they needed from them neither. You know, I guess the fun died or whatever. Or a lot of times those wasn't the type of guys they really wanted.
That's not the type of guy that was romanticized. They didn't want that
Yeah.
type of guy.
Until they're washed up and they looking for
Yeah, there you go.
now it's like, oh, let me go ahead, you turn, spin the block on this guy because he was real solid, but
Mm-mm.
no, it don't work like that. No, you ran through, you got mileage on you. What happened when I wanted you like back in the days? Nah.
They have a meme. I saw a meme like that where
Yeah,
it's a picture of the girl in high school and it's like when you wanted her, and then a
That's
picture of her
Pinky.
now looking
That's
crazy.
Pinky.
Yeah.
That's Pinky. Now she all swelled up or whatever. You know, might got hella kids now. Like,
You said who, Pinky?
Pinky, yeah.
It's a porn
Pinky.
star.
Not,
You
yeah,
talking about the
porn
from
star,
the
Coach
yeah?
Cohen,
Oh, okay, you are
porn
talking about Pinky.
The
Okay.
corn star, yes.
Yeah, Pinky
Yeah.
looked
Yeah.
like a. I don't know. She looked.
He talking
You know how
about
we
she
be like, oh,
come
black
back.
don't crack, but it swells. Yep.
I mean,
Dang.
Oh, it swells, honey.
Mhm.
sure does.
Yeah.
Dang. Wow.
Yeah, that this
I'm not gonna speak
conversation
on
just
none of
went
that.
left.
I mean, well, I'm leaving that alone.
This went left mad fast, but hey, it is
You
what
got that right.
I mean. So now
It is what it is.
So now that solid dude supposed to just what? He's supposed to have waited around for you to get ran through for a chance? Nah.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Now you see his worth. Like, nah, you done hit the wall now.
I
And
think that one of the biggest issues is the fact that women aren't necessarily taught to be the kind of women that women were back in the day
Yep.
and how they were. And so the expectations are skewed,
Yep.
especially as it pertains to I am woman, hear me roar. You know, that whole thing, I'm independent, I can get it how I live, I don't need a man and all that came from a place that really displaced the woman in a lot of ways.
Yep.
And the ideologies just are not the same. So when you do have the good guy that comes along who has been taught to respect women, women have not been taught to respect men. They've just been taught to do whatever it is that makes them feel good in the moment, with everything being about um, positivity of self in every form. That means if you're jacked up, be positive about it. If you're looking crazy, be positive about it. If your mind is messed up, be positive about it instead of taking the time to have some corrective at some corrective insight to help them along the way where they're not making so many mistakes early on in life. I think it's advertised to the woman to get as much as you can from as many that are willing to give to you, or pursue things on your own, one way or another. So you got the one person that's so independent that they don't know how um, to submit as it pertains to a man. Then you have, on the other hand, those that are so busy trying to extrapolate resources from men that they don't have anything to offer other than what they were offering to get
They
what they
hot
could get.
What
Yeah.
some one out box? Yeah.
box. You heard me?
But even in that case, again, that the one guy that's willing to do whatever it takes or to try to make this woman feel, her best, the woman is only taking his resources and she's really not even interested in him because she's gonna go for that toxic person that's visually appealing to her or whatever the case, the person that she really wants, while the other guy is just trying to hope to get a chance, and like the whole society's effed up, and it's really just sad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but again, I still point back to what are the foundational principles that are being taught, because
Mhm.
you got the grandmother still going to club with the grandchildren now,
Yes.
Yeah, because
and
they only
Mm-mm,
20
they're in
years apart.
competition with their grandchildren. What you
They
mean?
only
Everybody
exactly,
20
got
years
baby
exactly,
apart.
hairs and lace fronts.
You
right.
got one that's 18 and the other one is 38. Yeah, they gonna be in competition with each other.
They're in competition in the club for the same dudes.
Yes.
Pathetic.
Hmm.
Like, it's really, really sad.
We gotta do better, people.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
We really do.
And then a lot of times, like the older women, like they used to, they don't necessarily teach the younger women like they used to either at all. They don't teach them morals and values and
They
respect.
try to be
They,
friends.
yeah, that's my best friend. We weren't allowed to call our mamas and things.
Yeah, at
Well, I
all.
know I wasn't
Mm-mm.
allowed to
Mm-mm.
call my mama.
Nope.
My mama
What
is
did
my
your
best
mom used to
friend.
say to you? Did she
She
used
was
to be
like,
like, "I'm not one of your
I'm not
little
your
I'm
friend.
not
friends"?
one of your little friends, right?
No, right.
My
I'm not
mama would run that.
your
Whew.
mama. Not your friend. We ain't friends.
Or another one would be like, who you talking to?
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
But I
Right.
can see now, just like listening to the kids, just like listen to my sons and their friends talk, like everything we as parents say, we don't know nothing. I'd be like, baby, I've been on this earth 51 years. I've
Hmm.
experienced a whole lot
Mm-hmm.
compared to your little 20, 22 years you got.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Right.
But you
Right.
know what? I think back to when I was 20, 21. I didn't listen either. I didn't want to hear what no old person had to say. When I think back to that age.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we all have this. We all think we're so grown when you're 20 and 20. You think you are just too grown,
You
Mhm.
do. You do.
and you
I've
Yeah,
don't listen. Like, your parents are telling you to do certain things and to do this and that, and you want to do it your way.
coach,
Light
that's
bulb moment.
that's
Light
yeah.
true, but we didn't say it out our mouth. Like, you
No,
don't
we
know
ain't
Oh
say
well.
it. I ain't say it out my mouth.
we wasn't there.
Yeah, my son is
Definitely that.
27, and I heard him jokingly, before I gave him the death stare, say, yeah,
Not
when
on
you
the
turn
live there.
a certain age, you gotta parent your parents. I was like, Negro, you could never. You could never. You're
Right.
not finna parent me. I'm 55. Go somewhere and sit down.
Right.
Oh, you listen, Precious? Good. Keep listening. Don't be
Shout out to
bad.
everybody joining the chat. I see y'all in the chat. Thank y'all for joining. So no, not trying to edit it. Damn. So question, what's one way you personally show respect to others daily? Me personally, I just I treat people how I want to be treated, or I would like to be treated, I should say. So, you know, it's very simple.
I'm just careful about what I say and how I say it.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
That too. And I'm learning to control my face because my face will say it first before
Yeah.
I realize. I'd be like, oh, well, you know how I feel then.
Yeah.
Yeah. People don't even like to ask me questions. They're like, you mean? Hey, like, what you talking about? Nah, I be seeing your face when somebody asks you something. Oh, damn, my bad. I ain't mean it. Like, but don't ask me no questions.
Word.
You
I'd
know what
rather
I'm saying?
somebody be honest with me.
Sorry.
That's gonna show that they respect. If you can be honest with me, even if I may not like it, I'm
Hmm.
human. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna like what you say, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna respect you because you was wholeheartedly honest. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't pity pat me and slow stroke. Just tell me the
Whoa,
truth.
pause. Hey,
No
yo.
pause. Let's get it. But yeah.
What's
Mhm.
up, Sauce? Thank you for joining, Sauce. Appreciate it. All right. So we got the role of consistency and building respect. People respect patterns, not moments. Consistency in behavior builds trust, and trust builds respect. How you treat people when you don't need them reveals your true respect level. Consistency earns loyalty. Inconsistency earns doubt. Respect is a long term investment, not a one time act. Yeah.
Factual.
Yep.
Yeah, very much so.
How Jay say, period.
Yeah. That part.
And it is a long term investment in
Absolutely.
that people think that because they did this one act or they did this one thing, that a person is just supposed to respect them for the remainder of their lives. And that's not the case. You have to build upon it, especially as it pertains to trusting an individual, because you
Right.
don't necessarily trust people overnight,
No,
especially just getting to know them.
Hmm. Absolutely.
definitely takes time. You can't just go saying, I trust you. No, that's how you get your heart hurt. And even sometimes you can know people for a long time
And
and
you still
still
don't
not
know.
know because some
Yep.
people hide very well. They
Yep.
hide very, very well. And then one day they pop up with some foolishness and you're like, where that come from? No, it's been there all
In
along.
there. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, Corey, I'm gonna need you to pipe down. You lost the game for us. I don't need you to calm down. We about to extradite you back to your planet. All right, so we got a question. Can someone lose your respect permanently or can they earn it back? Nah, ain't no earning it back.
Damn, elevated.
Ain't no earning it back. You lose once the respect is gone, what's left?
I don't think people actually lose respect. I think they either had it or they never had it. It's
Okay.
one or the other.
Right,
And
right.
I say that mainly because if you respect a person, there are certain elements, even when it comes to mistakes. If you respect them, you can see it as just that, a mistake. But if you don't have any respect for a person, they can polish their shoes and their eyeballs too, and you still will be like, they ain't worth nothing, no more than a can of dirt. And that's the thing about not having respect for a person, is
Right.
that it's not, if you're not willing to give it, it's not there. If you
Mhm.
don't have it from the outset, it's not there. And I
Right.
think a lot of people don't understand that most of the people that they think respect them actually don't. And so when they have the concept of, I lost their respect because I did such and such, didn't realize they never respected you from the outset.
Right. So,
Mhm.
so
Put the question again, Elvira.
I got you. Can someone lose your respect permanently, or can they earn it back?
I'm trying to think of scenarios where that will cause someone, for me to lose respect for someone, and then would they be able to redeem themselves?
If I feel like personally, if I trusted you enough to respect you, and even if you was not on the same type of mind frame or whatever, like excuse me, the mindset, you didn't have the same mindset. If you did something like dirty enough to make me not respect you anymore, like you're never gonna get that back, no matter what. Even though you might have accomplished whatever you wanted to, like being in your own thoughts and head, you it's no coming back. Like what you gonna apologize? Damn, my bad. You know what I'm saying? I know
It would take time though to regain
I
the
know
respect.
I know I snitched on you for something that I did, but you knew I had two felonies, and I ain't want to go and do these 25 to life, you know what I'm saying? But like how can I respect you again after that? Like I wasn't even with you when you did this crime or whatever. I don't know. Like nah,
So
you can't
so a
you ain't
scenario
coming
I'm
back from
thinking
that.
about is like you're married, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the people in the relationship, I'm not just going to say the man, one of the people in the relationship has an affair. They cheat, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do you leave because of the cheating, or do you work it out and slowly regain respect for the person? You out.
And both people have to be willing to rebuild that respect if
Right.
possible.
Yeah.
If possible.
It's never gonna be the same.
No, not at all.
I'm,
Because you
I'm
always
throwing my deuces up to her. Yeah, it's that's a done deal.
Mm.
I mean, I think a lot of people try to hold on to situations like that for the familiarity, or they feel like I don't want to start over
F
in
that.
life again. I put so much into this until they're willing to weigh
Oh,
the options of, do I stay and be miserable, or do I leave and be miserable? And a lot of people choose to stay in the relationship, not because of respect, but
the,
because of the inconvenience of leaving.
the comfortability
Mm-hmm.
is comfortability.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
I
no.
mean, not only comfortability, but the inconvenience
Financial
factor
too.
is more
Um
so than the comfortability. Because it's like this: you can be uncomfortable in a situation, but it is entirely inconvenient for you to pack up and leave the situation when you don't really have a leg to stand on. And I'm not talking about financially, but one of those things where when you count up the cost of what you will be losing, when you count up the cost of what it's going to cost you to rebound, that inconvenience of the rebound is harder than you just sticking it out where you are, and which can be
so,
very much so uncomfortable.
so
And then
Tina,
also uprooting your children too. Like
Hmm. Hmm.
it depends on the
so
situation, I guess.
so you're gonna how do you weigh the cost
Mm.
of, like you said, the rebound versus the cost of your mental stability?
Truth be told, in some situations, the mental stability factor is something that you would have to look at further down the road, because initially it's just pain. Initially, it's just trying to navigate the new space of, I don't trust you anymore. I don't know what I can trust about you at this point, because you've proven to me that you're untrustworthy.
Right. So let me
Yeah,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, so yeah. So I don't trust you, but I don't trust you, and I'm just gonna stay here because or whatever, like because the bills are so high, inflation so high. I don't trust you, but I'm gonna stay here, and knowing that we gotta share food and all the like, nope, mm-mm, mm-mm.
Hmm.
I
Not
mean, and
me,
there are people that choose to
not me.
sleep in their car rather than be with the person that they with.
Yeah,
You know, but again, how many people
Peace.
actually do that? There are not many, very,
there's a
very many people.
lot of people that stay.
I've done that.
Yeah, a whole
It's
lot of
peace.
people that stay.
It's peace. I've done that. You know what I'm saying? Like peace. Like whatever. Like they say you can lock your door. I can lock my car door, and I could pull my seat back, and I could sleep in peace. Uh,
Mm.
like it's different. I kn- I know everybody don't have that same mental like
Right,
fortitude and stuff, but my peace is key.
right. It's it can be a lot. It can be a lot to think about. But
Mhm.
that question just kind of brought that up. Like, what in what scenario would you be forced, or at least really
To-
have to challenge yourself to work on regaining respect for someone? I just think about that, like a marriage, and one person
Mhm.
cheats or there's a breach of trust in some kind of way, and having to work on that
I
to
feel
regain.
like I'm sorry. What you gonna say?
No, go ahead.
I just wonder whether or not it's really a thing of you're regaining respect for a person, or is it just a thing of you're trying to learn how to trust them again? Because I feel like the respect factor is what allows you to try in the first place. Because if you don't have respect for them, you're not even going to be willing to put in the effort for them because all of that is gone out the window.
Right.
Well, you wouldn't have married them if you didn't respect them, I would hope.
That was my whole point that I was making earlier about it being about as it pertains to respect. Either you have it or you don't, because when you have it, you can work through things. But when you don't, it's dead before it really even gets above water.
Mhm. Right. So yeah, it's still a no for me.
Yeah, I mean it's a personal choice, right?
Hmm. But do you guys feel like, excuse me, do you ladies feel like
You can say,
everything?
well, I can't speak for everybody.
Do you feel like it could always rebound to the same dynamic, even like whatever amount of time you feel like it might take? Let's say after 5 years of trying to rebuild back, do you feel like things could be the same as before all of the drama went down?
I don't think that it could be the same as before, but I think it could be better than that,
Mm.
Mm,
because that's the only way you're going to be able to move forward. If you make it, because the thing is about how did you get to the place where they were willing to cheat in the first place? If all you do is get it back to where it was before, it's already doomed to fail, because all you know is I was doing A, B, C, and D, and this person still cheated.
Right.
If I can't see them past that point or past that space, then it I can't see a person see a future in
uh,
that if it hasn't grown past that point.
Yeah. Mhm.
I definitely would say that I agree with what Tina was saying just now. I also do feel like it's a communication thing, because if you gonna communicate with your partner, it doesn't have to get to the point where you feel like you cheating or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you have the idea of whatever it is in your mind that you feel like you're gonna do. Is more so that you probably either don't really care for that person as much because you already see everything in them that you don't like anymore. Because I feel like, depending on who it is that's doing it,
Mhm.
once you get to the point that you feel like you start looking at other people, that means you kind of either used up this person to the point that they don't even look the same to you anymore, and you're
Mhm.
ready for something new, and that's why you look outside of the relationship. But at the same time, it's almost like you're kind of doubting yourself because you don't know if you'll be able to make whoever it is that you're trying to get the attention of someone that would stay in your life, and that's why you still have the other person on your arm or whatever, because you feel like they're a safety net for you to come back to.
Mm, 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 mm. Yeah,
Mm.
but is that fair to the person that's the safety net? You know, is
Yeah, it's definitely not fair to them. Of course, it's not fair to them because you shouldn't just drag somebody along. You know what I'm saying? That's not really fair to have someone there that you're just dragging along because you don't. That has to do everything with someone not wanting to be alone. Like if you're someone that probably never done anything really by yourself, you've always had people around you. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? It's probably more so going to be like that. You're going to be the type of person that drags somebody along. But I kind of feel like that also has to do with what it is you actually want in life. I feel like people that probably don't know exactly what they want in life are majority of the time the type of people that end up doing stuff like that. They're not sure what they want, so they want to be able to make sure they have someone in their corner so that they can fall back on them, so that they're doing things together since they don't know what they want to do alone. If they have someone that probably has somewhat of the slightest idea, at least they're going to be working with that person or know that that person is going to help them work in a certain direction, but at least they won't be sitting there lost and confused in their own mess. I feel like if you have someone else to sit in your mess with you, you won't feel as alone, even if it's still a mess.
Yeah.
But one thing is
The
though,
definition of toxic.
Yeah.
I think that one of the biggest issues is people do know what they want. They're just not willing to be honest about what they actually want. Because sometimes you can garner the respect from just honesty, period.
Yep.
I like this. I want this. Can you
Mhm.
provide that for me? Now, if you're going to sit there and lie and say, I'm in it to win it, and you're really not, because
Mhm.
what they offering, or what they want is too much for you, that's where the problems come in at. But if people aren't willing to have the conversation, which goes back to what Jay was saying earlier about being able to willing to discuss what you actually want and need out of that relationship, because otherwise it's like scripture says, how could two walk together except they be agreed? How you gonna get with somebody and expect to have a successful relationship? And on top of that, garner their respect when you're not even willing to be the real you around them.
Mhm.
That's good.
That's
I'd rather have somebody I could be myself with. If I gotta pretend that I don't need you.
Yeah, for
oh,
sure.
so y'all be faking the funk. Okay. Heard you.
That is not what I said. I don't know who those y'all are. Because I'm gonna let you know what I want real quick.
I'm
Yes,
sure
Tina,
you
we
will,
know.
Tina.
Yes, Tina, we know.
As long as you know. Let's go on to the next.
Oh, we did
Yep,
that.
Solomon he's contributing to the conversation.
He's
He said, in
strong.
a
Okay.
relationship, it's about us and not
Hey,
about
Bessie,
me.
I
That's hard
see.
work.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what up, Damo?
So that's a good point, Richard. You know what I'm
It
saying?
is.
Because her part of us is going to be the hard work. It's not you. You know, a man can handle himself. It's the emotional baggage with the woman and all of this BS and drama that they come with. I'm just playing.
Y'all come with a whole
Oh,
truck,
okay, because I was
a
about
whole
to sit up and say
truckload of
something. I was ready
drama.
to go in right quick.
Hold on, real quick.
About to get it. Everybody set up. Just what?
You about to get it, little fella.
Mm.
No, come back on camera. Come
All
on.
right, y'all. Thanks for joining. I'm in fear of my life right now. Nah, let me stop. Nah, that was kind of funny.
It was.
I felt the tension.
I know that's right. Everybody set up like what?
I already know.
Nah, I was
Like,
listening. I'm listening to, you know what I'm saying? I
nah,
think
go
women can be a lot. Like we can be a lot.
Y'all are a lot.
And so can y'all.
Yeah,
Nope.
but you
Not
know,
me.
Be a lot.
Not me.
Mm.
Not me.
You can be you just quiet in your a lot.
No, I'm not, because I'm going to fall back and I'm going to just bow out. I'm not going to argue back. I'm not going to give no toxic stuff. I'm going to leave you in your own thoughts and your feelings.
Lordy.
I'm gonna let all of those feelings just sit there and marinate. And you're like, I can't even get in contact with him. I called him 132 times in the last 12 hours. Like, why is he not answering? Like, I know he don't. Why does he not want to be bothered with my bull? Oh my goodness! And I'm gonna just be living my best life. Yeah, Dame. Thank you, Damos. You know what I'm saying? That
what he
part,
said?
bro. Not
Not
me.
me.
What Elevator said? Yeah, like, come on, bro. Thank you, somebody. All right, I'm gonna take that down. No, I want to smoke.
Mm.
I'm gonna take that down real quick.
I think that's a part of it though. Like when you bring up one thing about one of the sexes, if you say like what we just said, that women can be a lot, the immediate
Mhm.
response is men are a lot too. Yeah,
Deflection.
but let's focus on the
Deflection.
fact that women, we can be a lot. We come with a lot of emotional stuff.
A lot.
Some,
A lot. Yes.
some.
Thank you, Tina.
Here we go. Here we go. Hold on. Y'all want time out? Y'all want to go in timeout?
Yes.
Hey.
I consider myself pretty, like, I'm not the most like emotional type of woman, but even with that, there are times when we get in our feelings about things. Well,
Mhm.
I'm gonna speak for myself because some people don't, I guess, but that we get into our feelings about certain things and we get stuck in that.
Yep.
See, I think that one of the because I've experienced some things in life, I know that a lot of times the biggest issue is just about communication and the communication style. I don't want to be hollered at, nor does a man want to be screamed at by a woman. And so, with that being the case, it's a thing of being able to discuss what you need to discuss in a
Mhm.
way that is not raising your own blood pressure or the person that you're talking to.
Right.
Because I feel like things can be addressed without everybody being so heightened in their emotions.
Mhm.
If it even if that means I need to go take a break, I need to go drive somewhere right quick, I need to go exercise, or whatever it is that's gonna help you to calm down to the point where you can discuss these things in a realistic way without being accusatory, without being over the top in your emotions. Yes, there will be times where a person may need to cry. Yes, there will be times where a person has something to say that may not rub a person just the right way or what have you. But it's a way to discuss those things where it's not a constant argument or a constant battle verbally.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I learned that early on in my relationship with my husband. We have been married 26 years, together 30.
Sheesh.
Wow.
And I was young, we're young. And my mouth could be reckless. I
Right.
can just bloop, bloop. He was like, look, that's not what we're going to do. That is not how you're going to handle me, because that's not how I handle you. And I was like, oh, whoa. Oh, my bad. My bad. So yeah, we learn how to, like Tina said, you're not gonna holler at me and I'm not gonna holler at you. It's a give and take.
Mhm.
Oh, Melinda be listening. I like that.
Hmm.
Yep.
But that's
Respectfully,
the thing though, like
though.
you listened when he said that. Some people will
Respectfully,
Hmm.
get
respect.
some people would
Who
get all in their feelings about
Ninja,
yeah,
who the F you think you talking to, Ninja?
right. And I've yes.
Because when you have that mutual respect for your spouse
Yes,
and that
yes,
love, what they say to you, you might not like it, but I'm putting
yes.
big girl panties on and be like, okay, I'm gonna pull up right for my man. Because not
Mhm.
one day has he not done what I've asked or
Right.
done what just out of the blue do something. So why wouldn't I repay that to him?
Yeah, I agree.
That's respect, though.
Yeah.
And
That's respect.
sometimes, if that man can master his communication, it makes it a lot easier to deal with for that woman too.
Yeah.
Because if it's one thing that I can say with the relationship that I had, where I had no arguments the entire relationship, did we disagree? Absolutely.
That part.
But it was a thing where there was no screaming. He told me what he needed to tell me. I heard what he said, but because I respected him, he didn't get no whole lot of yapping and feedback and screaming or none of that. He didn't even have to repeat himself because I respected him as a person and respected him as a man. And
That
so
part.
when you have, and this is the thing, but he knew how to communicate it to me in a way where it was easy for me to sit down in my place.
Mm,
Mhm. Mhm.
mhm.
That's
And
good.
I
Hello,
wanted
everybody.
to.
Hey,
What's
Oh,
up?
Effie.
hey,
Huh?
Epic Food. Hey.
Hey.
Hey, welcome.
I,
I
I
was
didn't.
wondering when
I
you was
didn't
gonna
mean
hop
to
on.
interrupt.
Hey, Effie.
I didn't mean to interrupt, but
Hi,
I have.
Epi.
Hello, Jay. Hello, Coach Me. Hello, Miss Melinda. Hello, Miss
Hello.
Tina. Hello, Miss Yolanda. Hello, Elevated. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Miss Tina.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay. But I definitely was agreeing with a lot that you said, and I was getting ready to say about that, but you definitely touched on what I was gonna say when you were saying if that man is able to, be able to communicate and have his emotions intact enough to know um when
How
to
to yeah.
not be so harsh, or when to speak, when to be quiet, when to not just blurt off at the mouth and just, I'm the man, listen to me, this is what I have to say, and your stuff doesn't matter.
Right.
But
Hmm.
that's what I mean, like about us women. Like you have to talk to us a certain way. So when I
Yeah.
say women are a lot, I mean that's a part of it. And for men and women communicate differently. So so that's what I mean when I say that we are a lot. Like they have to relearn how to communicate their feelings, which they already don't really communicate. They have to relearn how to say things to you in a certain kind of way where you're not going to be in your feelings about it.
Definitely.
We're saying the same thing. So that's what I mean. Like we are a lot. Like a person has to communicate how what you're doing to affect them in a negative way. They have to communicate that the right way for you to receive the message. So that's a lot. That requires a lot of brain power when a man is used to just spitting it out.
Definitely.
Just listen to how he speaks to his friends. When
But I,
two guys are speaking to each other, if they need to say something, they gonna say what they gotta say. But
That
when
that
he's speaking
definitely.
to you, it's different.
Yeah, I definitely see that, but it's also different when you're dealing with a person who speaks harshly, or speaks very vulgar or very raw, and they're
Mm-hmm.
used to speaking like that, especially when they grew up in a household where that's how they were talked to.
Yep.
Um hey, there's no back talking. Whatever I'm telling you, this is the truth and this is how it is, and I'm gonna tell it to you raw. So the person is going to grow up not knowing how to communicate in a soft manner, not knowing
Right.
how to eloquently choose their words of speaking to you and say something in a nice way. It's like, the way that I say it, hey, take it how you want to take it, but this is the truth.
Yeah. And then they have a hard time understanding how that can be, how that can affect you. Like,
And
because
how
they
it can be
grew up.
perceived. Exactly.
Yeah. Because they grew up because I grew up in my household, it was straight raw. Like,
Oh, I know.
Jamaican household, but Lord of mercy, like the way they talk to you is straight raw, and they'll tell you something straight. no chaser, and you take it. You got you know what I'm saying? You take that. But when you're talking to people that didn't grow up like that, talking to them like that, they would consider that to be real disrespectful. So you got to kind of relearn how to talk to people.
But I feel like I don't think it's just a thing of women being a lot and men have to take on a lot as it pertains to women. And that's not me saying that women can't be a lot. But I also understand that people have to learn who they're talking to. If I'm
True.
talking to a man like I talked to the last one, but this
Mm-hmm.
one ain't going, or this one has an issue if I talk at a certain decibel or what have you. I have to change how I communicate with this man because he's not the last one.
Yep.
And so I feel like when it comes to that, everybody has to have an open mind about how we communicate with one another. Whether that be, because that man cannot necessarily deal with everything from the last relationship into the next one. He doesn't want that. And so he's looking to have something different. So, with that being the case, I think that everyone has to take the time to figure out what is your communication style? What do you prefer? And how can I come to that place where we can see eye to eye, where we're not at odds all the time in our communication?
Right.
Yeah, Richard, you stupid.
In my household where I grew up, there was a lot of yelling, a lot. You know what I mean? That went on. That was the mode of communication. So
Mhm.
a lot of times I have to catch myself, even when it comes to my kids, because that is something that was so embedded. I have to say, hey, pause, go outside, take a walk, pick up a rope. You know what I'm saying? Do
Mhm.
something so that I can calm down, or I'll just go in my room, close my door, take a quiet moment and just really breathe so I can come back because that was so embedded. It's something that I fight all the time, not to figure that the way of communication is yelling.
Right.
That's very good. That's very good because I can definitely relate to that. I grew up in a very dysfunctional household, and there was a lot of abuse and stuff. So I had a very traumatic childhood, but I don't too much touch on stuff like that. But that's it's a lot of reasons why I do certain things the way I do it with my children, because I never want my kids to experience anything that I experienced while I was growing up.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And
You want to
me
change the
personally,
pattern.
right, me
Exactly. I want to break some generational curses. I want to make sure that my girls and my daughters know that they are enough. They know that when they go out there into the world, they are somebody. And if you find somebody that can't, that can't do for you what your parents is doing, what your dad is doing, you don't need to be putting yourself around that person, or you don't need to be messed
Yeah.
up with them.
Right.
so I grew up, with a married couple of parents and stuff like that, but it's like I I watched my father pass away and he was unhappy, and it's just like, you get what I'm saying? And he passed away. He was only 58. So,
Wow.
I was
I'm
That's
like,
so
sorry,
young.
Elevated.
yeah, huh?
Condolences.
Yeah, my condolences,
No,
Appreciate
Elevated.
it,
no,
bro.
you know what I'm saying? I was 19 at the time, but I
Wow.
just so I feel like that could have been a generational curse. Like, even though I
Yeah.
had both my parents, like me and my dad, we would go fishing and he'd tell me, stories or his perspective on things. And I've never even heard my parents argue, like literally.
Mhm.
But he was really unhappy. And I said to myself, while I like the two parent household, I wouldn't allow myself to live my life unhappy. And
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So it's it is what it is at the end of the day. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, but that still points back to people having to count up the cost from the beginning.
Hmm.
Like Corey said, get to know the person first. Is
Yeah.
because sometimes we can fool ourselves into believing that we can handle the trauma, the we can handle the toxicity
Mm-hmm.
um, and the vices of another person. And at
Exactly.
some point, it gets to be too much. But we
Hmm.
would have signed up on it because we're looking at all the other aspects of the person that we like. And we'll overlook those toxic traits that
Mm,
really would take us down eventually
Hmm.
because, it eventually became too much for us.
Yeah.
that's good. Wow.
But then again, you still have the aspect of people actually hiding or suppressing those type of aspects. They'll try to ask you, what you're looking for or the qualities that you look for in a person, and they'll pretend to try to be that.
Hmm.
I mean,
And
but see, and then when it comes to stuff like that, I feel like that's manipulation. No one has to ask you, what are you looking for? If you around them long enough, if you talk to them long enough, you're gonna find out on your own.
Exactly.
Because a lot of times people just open themselves up to other people just for them to eventually get manipulated by the things that they learn about them. On the other hand, it should be the person is just as invested into learning about the other individual as you are invested into learning about them. You know what
yep,
I'm saying? So it's like if you're literally learning from one another, there is not necessarily I have a prototype of a person that I want to be with. No, are you the one?
yep,
Because if you're not the one, it don't matter what kind of person I want. If
hmm,
you're not, if that's not it, and a lot of times we'll fool ourselves into believing because they fine and they got pretty eyes and pretty hair and all this, that, and the other, and they thick in all the right places, and then next thing you know, it's like, well, I just overlooked all the other stuff because I done told them what I wanted.
yep, absolutely. They be,
Sometimes I also feel like people have what they want, but they don't get deep with them to understand that
Mm-hmm.
that actually is exactly what they want. They only be surface level with them instead of digging deeper to get to all of the extra stuff. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Sometimes it
true.
takes a time to you can be with someone and never get to unlock traits in them. And
Yeah.
you never get to see those other sides because you never got that deep with them for them
Yeah.
to be able to allow you to see other sides of them. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for vice versa, female or male. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because you can be with somebody and somebody else can come and get with that person and they have a better experience than you because they got
Hmm.
deeper with that person, deeper than you ever did.
Or they created that safe space
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
someone has to
Hmm.
feel comfortable to be vulnerable.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. Mhm.
Like you're not gonna be telling everybody everything. Shoot.
No.
Well, you
Hmm.
shouldn't. That's
That's what
something that I
California
always
give our
talk
life
to
to.
when I talk to the younger ladies that I mentor and stuff like that. I talk to them about that. When you're dating a guy, be mindful of how much you're giving him up front. And I don't mean like sexually. I mean telling him everything that you like, because then they'll just become what they need to become to get what
Exactly.
they want.
Yep.
Hmm.
Let them make them work for it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like
I
you're
mean,
worth you're
I
worth it.
definitely hear you on that, coach, but at the same time, I feel like you're able to that literally just has to do with conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I feel like you can have a conversation with anybody, but it's beyond deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? It's beyond deeper than that. Because when it comes to like work ethic and when it comes to there's so like there's conversations are just conversations. You can have a conversation with a stranger and then you can have a conversation like with a friend and those will be two different conversations. Like sometimes when it comes to like you like listen, right? So if you was a man can be connected to you in certain ways. But sometimes when you're talking about certain things that has to do with your past, like just imagine we experience so much in life that we forget so much of the things that we go through. When somebody comes and they start to talk to you and they remind you of something that happened in their past and it brings up a memory that was dug so deep that you forgot about it, and it makes you remember those times that you had, people
Mm.
can relate to each other and it will blossom up a brand new relationship that opened up and reminded them of their childhood, and they instantly feel connected to you in a deeper way.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
agree.
so kind of like what Richard was saying. They thick in all the right places, but they stink.
Okay.
They
That
thick in
that
all the right places, but
that,
they stink.
that BBL stink though.
I mean,
Ew.
they're rotten on the inside. That's what he means.
That part.
They rotten.
Or they don't wash. They don't wash.
They're damn dirty.
That's it. Not they dusty.
Dirty and stink. Mm.
Yeah, not the fish market.
Mm-hmm.
And see, my thing is, it's a lot of people that just have had some terrible relationships on the outset when they first started dating or when they first started getting out there as it pertains to relationships. The majority of us are grown, if not married. We are older than the little teeny boppers that might have been just starting out when they're 18, 19, 20 years old. When you've been around a couple of days around the moon, you begin to look for different things other than if they cute or not,
That's right.
you know.
You would hope
And
so. We hope so. We hope so.
I mean, now that's another thing. If you have not matured to the place where you're looking beyond what you see on the outside, then you're going to just stay in the same cycles that you've been in over and over and over again. There has to be some level of maturity that causes you to look deeper and be able to use some of the bad stuff that you went through to form some type of lens to look through to see people.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I don't even want nobody that look cute. I want
Dang.
me a mud duck looking.
A
That's how your
mud duck.
kids gonna look then, elevated.
Lies.
Elevated, if you
And
don't
hot
stop
dog.
playing around.
Right. Lies and
I'm,
hard garbage.
I'm so sincere.
I'm so sincere.
Yeah, that's the way I came.
Yeah.
Hey,
It has to be deeper than looks. That's the
all
bottom
right.
line.
Mhm.
If you know
It
you
has to
got
be deeper than looks, but looks do matter. I'm not gonna say they don't.
Yeah, looks matter.
Looks matter. You have to be attracted to the
Yeah.
person to some degree, right? You got to
I
be
really,
attracted.
as long as they got that super hoover going on,
You
that
know what I'm saying?
that
Lord,
block double twist grip on 3000.
But how you gonna get there? You have to initially be attracted in some kind of way.
No,
Not
I
saying they have
don't.
to be a
No, I
beauty
don't.
queen.
I don't have to be attracted to them. They just have to be attracted to me. It's a difference.
Ooh, you gotta be you can. Ooh, that's a dangerous game to play
it
because
is. Very much so.
just wanting the ones that want you can get you some stuff.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm not interested no more. I'm sorry. Never mind. I changed up that fast. You right. You right, Tim. Damn. I gotta watch what I say.
I mean, it's a lot of them that want you, but you
No.
gotta ask what they want you for.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah,
now
'cause I ain't got it for y'all. So yeah.
tell me what you want from me. I just thought that song just came to mind.
I just want to know if you got EBT. My bad. I thought he was freestyling. My bad.
That was
She was singing total.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's wild. I can't believe y'all. Mm. The importance of self-respect first. Mm. You can't expect others to value you more than you value yourself.
Bars.
Respect yourself first.
Yep.
Because
Boundaries
like
are how you teach people to respect you.
you do.
Self-respect comes from discipline, not arrogance. Confidence without humility turns into entitlement. People who people mirror the respect you show yourself.
Mhm.
Mm,
Bars.
Mm-mm.
okay.
Very much.
But they must I know some dudes in their 50s still running the streets playing games and claim they want a wife, but not
You
present
better speak that, sir.
in a
Yeah.
husband like fashion.
Hmm.
Still running the streets.
They
Right.
trying to find a wife.
No,
They
you're
ain't
not.
find no wife in those streets.
They
What
can't.
he said they still running the streets playing games. That is you do
Mhm.
not want a
Yeah,
wife
they
playing games.
playing ball. They shooting dice. That's game. They playing games. They trying to win some money. Like,
But
come
you ain't
on
gonna
now.
win what you want. You're gonna get what you get.
Listen,
Okay.
dress
And
down
you
and
in your
drive.
50s, it's time to get it together or forget it forever.
So Richard, I hear you, bro. You always say that. You know what I'm saying? I was outside a little while ago. I was in my work clothes and I drive a bucket. So yeah, I ain't got nothing to worry about. I get it. I'm cool. Cause I ain't got no money to give them. What I got $40 to give them. That's it.
Uh-oh.
My God.
There go that $40 holler.
That's it. No feelings attached. No strings
And you
attached.
looking for that lot lizard.
That
Mm,
part.
mm.
That part.
Oh my God.
Lord Jesus.
That's all I need.
I said what I said.
I just need a good time. Not a long time. Just a good time.
Good time. Why is everything a song?
I know,
Oh
right?
my God.
Look, you see what Richard said? $40. That's expensive. Nah, y'all be wearing that $40 button out at the truck stops. I be seeing the ATMs, bro.
Mm.
That $40 button be worn down like, oh we.
That's two $20 bills.
People pay people to leave. That's it. That's it.
Mm. Mm. That's deep.
Yeah, it is.
The max is 20. Oh we.
The max is 20.
Oh nah.
Uh-oh.
Mm.
Mm. You
That's
don't
a
want that.
lizard, lot lizard.
Not at all.
That need to come with its own antibiotics. Talking about
That's
20
what
for
all
everything.
I'm thinking is like, all right, go ahead with that nasty.
20 for everything though is crazy.
Lowballing yourself.
No.
$20.
No.
That must be the Thursday before payday.
$20. What?
Mm.
That's that last weekend before the first or something. I don't know.
Got to be.
That's wild.
Very wild.
I wouldn't say that it's the Thursday before payday. I feel like if anything, it's the Monday before the Friday, child, because $20 is
Oh,
crazy.
$20 is crazy. I'm
If
like,
it's
God damn.
Thursday, you can
that
wait.
is a
You
mean
can wait.
Tuesday.
You can wait for Thursday. Come on now, you can wait. But Monday, you gotta think about. You got days to go.
You got days to go.
Oh, yeah, that's that good Tuesday. That's that midweek Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, but $20, what's that ain't?
$20 is ridiculous though. Like,
Mm.
what you gonna what? $20 sound like they got on the same jaws and they have on
Yeah.
the same
From the
bra and
weekend.
they
Absolutely.
have on they still smell like the
Crusted
other
up like
person.
They still
cornbread.
smell like the
Yes.
other person.
Don't
They
be
still
surprised if you
don't
put
put
it
that on
in.
cornbread.
If
They
you
don't
put it
smell
Yeah.
like no
in
goddamn cornbread.
Well, I said crusted up
cornbread,
like cornbread. I'm talking
Corn
about they
chips.
Yeah, I'm talking about them draws from this weekend.
They smell like corn chips.
Yikes.
Yeah, most certainly corn chips.
I know goddamn cornbread. What?
Corn chips, duck
Bro.
butter, and dingleberries.
Yikes.
What's a dingleberry?
You don't want to know,
What's
Jay.
a
You don't want
dingleberry?
to
That
know.
was great.
Right.
Y'all are the best. Like, thank you for this. Thank you.
Right.
Just know
Y'all is
a
mad
dingleberry.
funny.
A dingleberry goes in the back of your underwears after you take a deuce. A number 2.
Yikes.
Ew.
That's a
Oh,
dingleberry, yeah. So
I need to use that on one of my 20 questions.
Lord have mercy. She
Look
about
at
to
she,
use
look at you
dingleberry.
crying.
Yes.
She about to use dingleberry word.
It's gonna be like dingleberry.
It don't
Yeah.
What
matter
is
if you're dragging
happening?
one leg in the
That
spandex.
reminded me when I said what's a dingleberry like that, it reminded me of the movie, that cheerleader movie.
Yes. What
You know,
movie was that?
that was
Me too, but I
Bring It
couldn't
On, Bring It
bring it
On.
on.
But it
Yeah.
was like what she say? I forgot what she said. It was that one white girl.
I
She
couldn't remember.
said,
That's why I didn't say it, because I couldn't remember what she said, but it would put me
I
in the mind of
forgot,
that.
but she said it literally just like that.
Like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like what?
Yeah. I forgot what she said though, but it was so funny.
It'll
Yeah.
come. It's gonna come. You know, the 46 child.
46 is acting now. We know, coach.
Yeah. It's
Child.
always
Not
acting like
nicotine stains. Oh my goodness.
What you say, Tina?
I said not nicotine stains. Oh my goodness.
nicotine
Ew,
stains.
nicotine stain. How
Yikes.
does nicotine stain?
Skid marks. That's another
Skid
word.
marks on her
In the
underwear.
underwear. Yeah.
Ew.
She got a dusty buddy.
You nasty.
That's that weekend. That
Yikes.
Ew.
long weekend.
That's nasty.
What
It
is
is
That's
not.
that
happening?
terrible Tuesday.
After
They
dark.
need to go walk down the street and find themselves some quarters to go to the washer. Like, all you
Mm.
gotta do is wait on a nice rainy day. Make
What's
sure you
that
got
song?
yourself some soap.
Stormy Mondays, Tuesday just as bad. I know y'all know nothing about the blue, but I'm just telling you. Mm-mm.
Mm.
What
It's
song is that?
horrible. Stormy
Oh, the
Monday.
blues.
Yeah. Tuesday's just as bad. That's the words too. I'm not singing nothing.
Nicotine stains in her underwear. Ugh.
Just
That's
imagine. Just imagine if it was a female though. You know, when we on our time of the month.
That's
Child.
what listen,
Wait.
my mind, I'm trying not to say too much because my mind is going all over the place. Like how
Right.
nasty that is.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Uh,
But then I think about like what happened to her to get a woman to that place. Like what happened to her?
Drugs.
That is heroin or something of the
Yeah.
like.
Very sad.
Yeah, I would say drugs because I feel like
Bethany,
people, when they want certain things, they gonna spend all their money on the stuff that they want, which will be drugs and liquor and all type of stuff like that. And
Mm.
they not gonna remember what else they have to take care of because that's the thing that they want most. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Well,
those
it
are the type
ain't
of
no
people
not
that probably
remembering.
keep
They
people
don't
around
care.
them.
They don't
Yeah,
care,
yeah, it's
right?
that they don't care. Yeah, that's exactly
Mm.
what it is because they care for that more. So that's
Isn't that
what
so sad? That's so
that
sad.
becomes like the main focus pretty much.
Mm.
It becomes that it's not even that they don't care. They do care. They care so much to the point that that's all they focus on.
Mm.
Mhm. The next hit, the
Mm-hmm.
next score.
Yep.
Mm. I just thank God I was never there. I thank God for that. Cause that's really sad. Like when you think about it, that's sad. Like we joking and stuff, but that's a sad existence.
It is.
But the sad part about it is that's the lot lizard we talking about. It's women that live like that and they have apartment complexes.
Yes.
Hmm.
100%.
Yeah.
oh, so you talking about the project chicks?
Oh my God.
I mean, that's what you want to call them. I've seen them in hood houses,
What is
Bye,
that
Epi. Have
section
fun.
8?
Bye, Epi.
Bye.
See you later.
Later, Epi. Thank you for joining the panel.
No problem. I had to come in for a little bit, but y'all have fun. It's been a good, as always, good panel, amazing panel. Good
Oh,
night,
yeah.
y'all.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Good
Good
night.
night.
yeah, we always have fun. Of course.
Trisha said $40 is crazy.
Hey, Trisha.
Listen,
Hey,
Trisha.
Trisha.
Listen, we not talking about your bougie self, okay, Trisha, respectfully. We talking about these low class females. I mean outstanding citizens of society. That's all we talking about, okay?
Yeah.
Today's prices ain't today's prices. You right, because we can't afford uh, as
Inflation.
men we can't afford more than $40, so you either gonna take it or leave it.
What
You
can you get with that $40?
Oh well,
Squash.
Richard said he could get the works for 20, so he could get the whole work
Yikes.
twice.
And he gonna need a shot in the
Look,
hindquarters
It's
Max,
after he get through with that $20 holler.
a shot in the aqua is
That's
crazy.
right.
Look, Max is $20 for everything.
Yes, because he's gonna
Mm-mm.
have the leaky. Mm-hmm.
Ew, the leaky.
Mm-mm.
Hell
Mm-hmm.
no.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I had one offer her services for $10.
$10.
Ain't no way, bro. I would be sketched out by that one.
Wait a minute. The fact that he put the S on the service is blowing my mind.
Right.
What service says
Right.
could you possibly get for 10 bones?
Did
That's
she have
cold out here.
did she have teeth in her mouth?
Couldn't have. No way possible. You can't afford them at that price.
Jeez.
She lost them
Oh,
and was trying to work her way back to him.
he got the venereal rub.
Yikes.
Oh,
Oh my goodness me.
that's that leaky.
Mm-mm-mm.
He said, "I'll put a
Mm-mm-mm.
body condom on." Repeat
Right, a
customer.
repeat customer.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Yo, bro, what? What? That's wild.
He lying.
By the mouth, get the caffrey. Nobody.
wait, I'm sorry. I wasn't supposed to laugh that hard at that.
He should. Desi say, "Yike."
Mm-mm.
She put her
I
dentures
mean, these truck stops are something atrocious.
as
Yeah.
the self sitch.
I'm a whole woman and never thought I was anything else other than,
That part.
and was propositioned by let me do anything for a few dollars. I said, you done lost all your marbles and get away from my truck.
Exactly.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Dang, Tina. Hey, trying to do something strange for some change. He wasn't he?
Mm.
I didn't want that strange, and I wasn't giving up no change.
I know that's right. That part.
Yo.
The leaky slinky. The
Oh,
leaky slinky.
Oh,
Yikes.
hey, Richard, if you was in Hunts Point, I'd be knowing. That was Well, $10 is crazy though. That was a spot to go for the drag races. Like, yeah. As a whole young teenager, I'm down in the point. I done seen some stuff out there. While I was only going to watch some drag races. Memories.
I'm sure they was drag racing.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, not like that. We
Eddie.
talking about cars. Like it wasn't. Remember, I was a teenager, so this was the early 2000s.
Mm,
I miss those times.
That was the best time, wasn't it?
I can't say the same. I was nice and incarcerated.
Mm.
It's okay. It made you who you are today, Tina.
I was making something.
Okay. I don't even want to ask, but okay. So we got a question. How does self-respect affect the way others treat you? I mean, shit, they either gonna respect you or they not. I'm not demanding it. If they don't respect me, we have nothing further to even be bothered or interact.
Boundaries. It's the
That was
boundaries. It's about the boundaries. When you have effective boundaries, people know how far to go with you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
A moist reception.
Yo. What?
I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
There's still drag racing out there.
Both types. Mm.
Okay. Both types is crazy. All right. So, restoring real respect in today's culture. Respect starts at home and how we talk, listen, and lead. We need more examples of integrity, not influence. Teach respect through accountability, not fear. Genuine respect requires empathy and self awareness. Bringing respect back means unlearning entitlement. And book drop.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you restore real respect? Especially in today's culture, how does a person really do that?
Uh, it, it's not even the fact of restoring it because I feel like the respect factor is few and far in between.
Hmm.
I mean, things happen with relationships and stuff like that, but between two parents. So
Hmm.
um, then nowadays, a lot of these kids know that they can't really be physically disciplined and stuff like that. So they be like, oh well, I'll call CPS, I'll call social service, whatever agency is in your state. So they feel like they're untouchable or invincible, and that's a problem.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it is.
So, mm, how do we restore it? I I feel like the first step is we gotta spread more love. Pause. That sounded crazy, but
Hmm.
oh, here you go, coach. Here you go. Listen,
You said it.
a lot of times we we tend to just um put stuff on the back burner. I'm trying to think of this in a way that's not gonna sound like a pause.
Nah,
And
just say it.
I'm failing miserably at this. Uh,
Hmm.
a lot of us that are a little bit older than the YNs and stuff, we tend to show tough love, and by showing tough love, they're not going to be open to receiving that tough love. They'll try to call you old. They'll be like, yeah, oh, they don't know what they're talking about. Da 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 da. And it's sad out here. It really is.
I don't think it's fear that needs to be a part of the equation. Like
Mhm.
Richard was saying, I think more so it's about discipline. If we can be the example of what discipline looks like, I think that you can get a person's respect a lot easier. I think about how the Muslims were back in the day,
Mhm.
and how they garnered the respect of a lot of people, and there were plenty of individuals who may have been in the street or been incarcerated or what have you, but when they saw the discipline of everyone looking the same, everyone on the same plan as far as their eating was concerned, what they consumed, where they went, who they hung around, the conversation that they kept. I think it was one of those drawing tools that caused the person to really look at them like, I think this is something worth investing time in, because they saw the discipline in it. It is no different than when kids see the discipline as it pertains to martial arts. It can be the same way. They see that, oh, this person is respected because they got hands, but there's a discipline that comes with that. You can't just come up and think you're gonna kick somebody in the neck and it's gonna be okay. You have to learn certain things as it pertains to that craft that's gonna allow you to hone some some skills that you'll be able to use at another time or when it's necessary. But in the meantime, they're learning different things as it pertains to discipline as a whole. So I think that discipline is probably one of the biggest factors for any kind of turnaround as it pertains to culture today.
So
Yeah. So Rodney said no one is leading by example consistently. Well, I think he meant consistency, accountability, discipline, and follow through. And then girl dad said a lot of structure has been lost, which both of them have very true. Very true. Sassy in the building. You pulled up late. Yeah, oh yeah, talking this Quiero Taco Bell shit.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, at the Ola Day Inn. My bad, y'all. It's no fun.
Terrible.
It's no fun when you troll on your own panel.
It's no fun. Troll your
That's
own.
not fun.
Oh, they're speaking to the people.
Yeah.
Nuestra.
Nah, I'm not. That wasn't racist. Me saying Ola Day Inn. It's not racist. What are you talking about? Nuestra
Familia.
family. No. Yeah,
Nada.
it's time for bed.
You got that right.
Yeah, Sassy, I'm sorry you just pulled up. Like, I hate to be that guy, but it is what it is. Let me kill this banner. Excuse me, unalive the banner. Thank you everybody for joining. Thank you everybody that popped through, that left, everybody that's still here. Could have been anywhere in these internet streets, but you still here. I appreciate you for that. So everybody take care. Have a great night. Get some rest. We got another long week ahead of us.
Then count down.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
All right.